Hey everyone, welcome back to Anu Talk Show. Yesterday, I sent out an email that opened up a big discussion in my email inbox, and I actually wanted to come here and talk to you as well, which is like why your audience doesn't have the money to invest in your offer right now. You are a woman of color coach, you are an industry expert, you are a therapist, you are selling coaching services online and you are always hearing in a sales call, in a sales conversation, that your people don't have the money. They're always telling you, I don't have the money to invest. And now you have this thought, my audience doesn't have the money to invest. And you are resenting your audience right now. You're showing up, you're posting content, you keep giving value, but people are liking your posts, they're saving them, they're telling you how inspiring you are and how helpful you are. But when you invite them into your offer, invite them to book a call with you are suddenly hearing, I cannot afford it. I need to wait another 6 months. Let me circle back to you maybe next time. And then they are ghosting you. Let me know in the comment section how often it happened. Um, and after hearing that repeatedly, you start to believe that your audience simply doesn't have the money. Is that true? Let me know in the comments right now. And I want to challenge that right now. Okay. The reason why you are getting all the time, I need to think about it. Okay. I need to think about it. It's the worst sentence that you can hear. Or I don't have the money. The real reason is, okay, it doesn't mean that your audience don't have the money. Actually, they have money, but they have a belief problem. They don't believe they need your offer strongly enough yet. They don't believe it is essential for them to get fast results. They don't believe in getting the support will help them to create the result faster. They don't believe in your offer yet, right? They don't fully understand why continuing to solve the problem alone may cost them more than making the investment. And this doesn't mean you need to manipulate or convince or push people or pressure people into buying your coaching offer. It actually means that you are not doing a great job with your content right now. It means your content has to do more than what you're doing right now, which is educating, which is being inspirational. Your content has to help people see the problem that may be causing your people to question what they are doing, right? Your content has to help them to see their own problem and question their current approach, question what they are doing right now, and believe in a different possibility. Are you doing that with your content system right now? If not, in this episode, I want to share the three mistakes that you are doing as a woman of color coach, industry expert, that is causing your audience to consume your content, to love you, and to see you as the friendly coach, but are hesitating to invest. This can also be helpful for you to listen to the whole episode if you are booking sales calls with dream clients. From the beginning, you know they are the perfect fit for your offer, but at the end, you're hearing, I need to think about it, I don't have the money. This is the episode for you. And let me know if you are experiencing any kind of this problem in your business right now. So let's talk about mistake number one. The number one mistake is that you are overly educating your audience. You are sharing so much information that your audience starts to believe the information itself is enough to create the transformation they desire in a fast way. Okay? Every day you are giving them another checklist. Every day you are giving them another 3-step process, another tutorial, another list of doing things, right? As a fitness coach, you're sharing, hey, here are the 3 tips to lose 20 pounds. And because you are generous as a woman of color expert coach, you believe that if you are generous, more people will say yes to your offer, right? You think if I give them enough value, they will eventually trust me and buy. But in 2026, this is not the way how you are building trust. This is not the way how you are giving value in order to help someone to say yes to their own transformation, right? Sometimes the more information you are giving to them, the more they believe they can continuing doing it alone. And that is a disservice alone. That is a disservice that you are not doing for your own service, but that you are doing to your prospect as well, because now they believe they can do it on their own and they continue to be in this miserable state for another 6 months, for another 12 months, right? Because of overly sharing the information, your prospect, your audience starts to think, I already know what to do, right? I already know what to do. I just need to be more consistent. Okay. Or they are saying, like, I need to implement everything this coach already taught me in 60 minutes. You know, a transformation is not happening in 60 minutes. But the way you are sharing that valuable content, the way you are sharing the information is the reason why they believe the 60 minutes are enough to create the transformation they want. Right. And now they continue to have this thought, I should try this for another month before I ask for coaching or for ask for support. So your content is the reason, right? You giving more information is the reason why you are not helping them to make a decision. Because information and transformation are not the same thing. Write this down. It's not the same thing. Your audience can know exactly what they are supposed to do and still not knowing how to apply it to their specific situation. They can still continue hesitating to take actions. We both know that implementation is the number one thing. Information is already there, but your prospects are lacking implementation. And by you giving so much more information with your content, now they think they have everything in order to implement, but they don't know how to implement it to their specific situation. So they can understand messaging and still don't know why their message is not converting if you are a business coach, right? So you have to create a content system where you are highlighting the transformation for your prospect so that the prospect is not collecting information anymore. If you are attracting information seekers, your messaging is doing the wrong job, because those who are binging all your content, those who are in this informational area, are not ready for their own transformation, right? So the transformation doesn't come from collecting more information, okay? It comes from knowing what information matters to my specific situation, right? It comes from applying it correctly, receiving feedback from the coach, and being coached through the moments when your own thoughts and habits get in the way. That is what your prospect needs to understand before they are saying yes to their own transformation. So, your free content should create clarity, but it also should actually not accidentally suggest that the answer that you are giving to them is enough, is all they need to get the transformation. That's why you are seeing all the saves in your post, but not the money in your bank account. So instead of only teaching your people what to do, right? Talk about why they are struggling to do it alone. Talk about what they need to think instead of what they need to do. Because we all know that you have to become a certain person, a certain identity, not only to get the transformation, but also to hold the transformation. What will it be in your niche? What will it be in your situation? So, talk about the difference between understanding a concept and having someone to help them to implement it over and over and over again, and why it is different from being consistent and from implementing it in the right way. So your audience doesn't need more answers from you. They don't need you to be more generous and share valuable content. They need to understand why the answers they already have not produced the results they want, right? Let me know if you have any questions, because with the number one mistake, we are going to number two. They are already connected together. The second mistake that you are doing as a woman of color coach and industry expert is that you are not building the belief that your audience needs help and that can create the result faster by joining your offer. You don't know how to create that belief yet in your post. So that's why you may be sharing tips, strategies, motivational content, and a lot of personal stories. But are you actually shifting beliefs that are keeping your audience stuck? Do you know how to infuse the buyer psychology in your messaging and in your content right now? Because people do not invest simply because your offer contains so much useful information, or your offer is amazing, or you as the coach, you have a enormous energy and you are incredible. That's not why someone will pay you $5,000. Okay, there are other incredible people as well. You are incredible as well, okay? But people do not buy from you because you are incredible, right? People invest because they believe the way they are doing to solve the problem is no longer working. People invest because they believe that your process is different and it is possible for them to get the transformation. Are you building those beliefs step by step, like a stairmaster, in your content right now? Right? Because your prospect has to believe the end stadium has to be, I believe this result is possible for me and for my unique situation. People are like unique snowflakes, right? Everyone thinks they are unique, their problem is unique, and you have to give them that belief that the result is possible for them no matter their own circumstance. No matter what is going on, they need to believe this is possible for me and for my unique situation. This is the job of your content. Is your content doing that right now? A lot of you want to jump into ditching the sales call when your content is not even converting right now. That's another conversation I'm going to do, but your job of your content is to actually shift beliefs step by step, like going up to a stairs. Your content should identify the beliefs your clients currently have and help them replace those beliefs with more useful ones to create the possibilities. Maybe your audience believes, as a business coach, they need more followers before they can actually sign clients. Now, your content should show them why they may need a stronger message, a stronger conversion, instead of chasing a bigger audience. That's a belief shift, right? That's how you're opening someone's mind to see, like, oh, okay, so I don't have a big audience yet. So what I need to focus is have a stronger message and have a stronger conversion. So your content should help them to understand why the real problem is how they are communicating and how they are selling their offer on a daily basis right now. Maybe you are a fitness coach, okay, and your prospect is believing that they have tried so many different diet cultures and it is not possible for them to lose that extra 20 pounds after giving birth to three clients and now they are 40, okay? Your content has to actually showcase why the old way of losing weight and why doing those different diet culture didn't work, and what they need to do instead in order to lose that 20 pounds after giving birth for three kids and being 40. Are you doing that? This is belief shifting content. This is what a lot of you are not creating right now. You are still in that give me more value. Let me show that I am credible enough. Let me show that I am valuable enough, which is why the belief shifting content is going under. It's not actually helping you to close more clients. So your audience needs to believe in the problem first. They need to believe in the solution and it is possible for them to solve that problem. And then they need to believe in your process, in your unique way of solving the problem, right? They need to believe in their own ability to create the result. A lot of you are doing already a great job with showcasing what the real problem is, showcasing the solution, showcasing the process. But what you are missing is the piece where you have to shift the beliefs in your prospect's own ability. A lot of people are not moving forward, making the decision to get the support or to get the feedback, to get the coaching is because their own fears. Your prospect's own fears is holding back from saying yes to their own transformation. So if you ever had a sales call where someone told you, Anu, you are great. I believe that you can help me, but I don't believe that it is possible for me. I don't believe that I can stick to the routine. I don't believe I can be disciplined enough to keep on implementing the strategy. I have been investing in group coachings before and I am motivated in the first 4 weeks and then I give up. Now, this has nothing to do with the problem you are solving. It has nothing to do with your own process, it had nothing to do with the solution. Now, it has all things to do with your prospect's own ability of believing it is possible for them. They have to believe that they are able to do it over and over again and get the transformation. So when those beliefs are weak, even someone who is technically has the money, right? They have the money to invest, they will say, I cannot afford it. And that is happening in your business right now because people rarely find the money for something they do not yet believe they need. People always have the money to come up with the money for things they really want, for things they really need. But you didn't do a great job right now in helping them to see that. Let me know if you have any questions. I know I love talking about sales psychology. I love talking about messaging. I love actually showcase you what is really missing in your content piece right now to increase your conversion. A lot of you coaches, like Woman of Color coaches, you believe conversion is starting at the sales call. It's not. Your conversion already starts with your offer and with your messaging. If your offer is not essential enough, if your offer is not competitive enough, you cannot have a higher conversion. If your messaging and if your content is not creating those beliefs, shifting those beliefs, creating possibilities, helping them to overcome their own fears, the conversion will always be low. So don't fix only the sales call conversion, fix it with your messaging, fix it with your content right now. With that, we are going to mistake number 3 is you are giving up too quickly. Oh, this is like my favorite topic or my favorite way of, I would say, coaching you, helping you to see your own fears, because this is one of the conversation I had with a private client. You are giving up too quickly. You are giving up on your message too quickly. You tell yourself, I have been talking about this topic consistently and nobody is buying. But when you look at your content, when you look at the way you are showing up, the message has not actually been consistent. Again, this is a conversation where we need to be very honest, where we need to be aware of what we are doing. This may be triggering you, but this is the way how you can create awareness of what is working and what is not working and what you need to change. Without the awareness, you cannot change anything. So, I want you to look at your content right now. Open up your Instagram and look at your content. And I want you to be honest and ask yourself, is my messaging consistent? Because when you look at your content right now, the message has not been consistent. One week you talk about confidence, the next week you talk about, I don't know, content. Then you talk about nervous system regulation. And then because you're not seeing the results, you are changing your offer. Then you are changing your niche again for the 100th time in 1 year. Then you create a new framework and you are introducing the new concept, the new framework to your audience. And 4 weeks later, right? You disappear because you are discouraged that you are not getting the results. And 4 weeks later, you are deciding that the original message did not work. Now you are leaving your audience being confused because you are changing the conversation over and over again before they had enough time to understand it. You believe your prospect are at the same understanding level at you, which is the first mistake you can do because your prospect doesn't have the same conversation in mind what you have. So you may feel like you have repeated yourself over and over again and it is starting to get boring because you have been thinking about the message every single day. But what you're not seeing is that your audience has not seen every single post thanks to the algorithm. They may have not watched every single live stream that you are doing. They may not have read every single email that you are sending. That is what you are assuming, but that is not the fact. And even when they do see your message, they may need to hear it several times before they recognize themselves inside your message. So, consistency is not sharing a different complicated message every single week. Consistency is having the courage to stay the same thing or to say the same thing in different angles, in different positions. That is consistency. Consistency is also that you have been sharing the same message over and over again and realizing, oh, yeah, it is getting boring, but not letting boredom destroy your business. Are we clear on here? The format of how you are sharing your message can change. You can teach it through different client stories. You can explain it through different mistakes they are doing. You can challenge a belief. You can answer different objections. You can share your own experience. You can actually showcase multiple ways of the cost of staying stuck. The format can change, but the central message, the one message should remain recognizable. Your audience should know, oh, yeah, this is the problem she helps people to solve. Oh, yeah, this is what she believes in. These are her values. These are her beliefs. Oh, yeah, this is the result her work creates. You don't need to reinvent your entire business every 4 weeks because you are not seeing the results you desire. You need to become someone who is more committed to communicating one clear message long enough for your audience to believe it. So stop letting immediate results control your consistency. So this brings me to the mindset I want to leave you with. How can you keep showing up without constantly looking at the results? How can you share your message, your voice, because you believe in it? Not only because yesterday's post received likes or not because only you are closing clients. How can you continue to sell your offer even when the last person or the last 10 people said no to your offer? How can you remain committed, okay, before the external evidence arrives? Let me be honest here. Entrepreneurship can be simple, but it's not easy. It's not easy. And I can say that after years. I mean, 2018, I stepped into this beautiful but very, very hard, soul wrecking journey. And I can say it is simple. It can be simple, but it is not easy. And most people show up for a few days. They post consistently for a few weeks. They send 2 emails. They talk about their offer once a week, maybe 3 times a week. Then they are looking around and they are questioning themselves, where are the clients? This is not working. Why it's not working? I'm not good enough. I need to change something. And when the results do not arrive immediately, they are becoming discouraged. They are changing their message, or you are changing your message. You are stop selling your offer. You are disappearing. Or you decide that your audience doesn't have the money. But success does not reward the people who simply start. A lot of people are starting. Success rewards the people who are staying, the people who keep refining their offer, their message, their launches, the people who keep communicating, the people who keep selling, even if the last 20 people said no to their offer, the people, the coaches, the woman of color coaches who are willing to become clearer instead of becoming quieter. You cannot use today's results as the only evidence that your work is working. Sometimes the people or the person who signs up next month is already watching you today. They are lurking on you. Maybe they are a silent follower. They are not giving you the validation or the approval that they are watching you and that they are coming in your world next month. Sometimes the prospect who tells you, I have been following you for 6 months, has never liked or has never commented on one of your posts. For example, I am one of those buyers. I am a lurker. Means before I invest in my coach, I don't shout publicly, hey, I'm going to work with you in the next 6 months. I'm going to work with this coach in 6 months. That's it. I do my research in the back end. I do know what I want, and then I show up and then I say I want to work with you. And sometimes your content is already working before you can see the visible proof of it. It does not mean you blindly repeat a message that is not connecting. You have to look at the data. You have to look at your business data. You have to improve the message. You have to refine it and listen to your audience, what they are saying, what they want. And then you have to make the offer more competitive and more essential. So you do not abandon the entire strategy every single time you're experiencing a quiet week. Your responsibility as a coach is to show up, communicate, and articulate the value clearly enough, and keep becoming better at helping your audience to make a decision based on shifting beliefs. And when you stay committed enough to showing up, becoming the person who's learning, refining, selling, and also getting the coaching to get the feedback, the results eventually have no choice but to catch up with the person you have become. So before you say, my audience doesn't have the money, ask yourself, have I helped them to understand why they need my support? Have I shown them why information alone has not created the transformation they desire? Have I shifted the beliefs that are keeping them stuck? Have I communicated one clear message in different angles long enough for that my prospects remember the message? Right? And have I stayed in the room long enough to receive the result? Your audience does not need more information. They need stronger reason to believe in you, in your offer, in themselves. So the level of sales you want to make may not require you to create more content. It actually requires from you to create content that changes the way your people are thinking, and you keep sharing it long enough for them to actually act on it and move with you. If this is the conversation you are interested in and you want me to go in depth when it comes to sales psychology and increasing your conversion using sales psychology, this is what I will be talking about in my upcoming masterclass, which is happening on July 20th. Save your seat. It is in the comment section below. Click it, save your seat, and I'm going in depth when it comes to belief shifting, the strategy we teach inside Leverage 20, and how you can use it in order to turn the current attention that you already have and people who are saying, I don't have the money, to actually say, okay, this is what I need. How can I work with you? If that is what your business needs right now, I highly, highly recommend you to come on July 20th for the free masterclass. The link is in the show notes to sign up and to save your seat. With that being said, I hope this was helpful to open up what you are doing wrong and having the awareness to actually change so that your life and your business can change in the next 90 days. Thank you so much for joining and for listening, and I see you in the next episode. Bye.